With more than 150 million copies sold in 40 languages, Guinness World Records is one of the best-selling books in history. In it, you'll find the shortest, tallest, and fastest, alongside jaw-dropping human feats and eighth-grade bathroom humor. Some achievements are so over the top, it was hard to keep a straight face during interviews for this story. But behind the spectacle is a meticulous system of British auditing. So strict, it has crushed many more record attempts than it has certified. Even if what you see defies belief, you can trust that if it made it into the book, it is real. And as Guinness World Records declares, officially amazing.
The story will continue in a moment.
Are you ready?
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pumped.
Yeah?
Yeah.
For Colin Kaplan, the stakes couldn't be higher.
Not in my wildest dreams could I have ever thought that I'd be doing anything like this.
After a year of planning, he's about to find out if his city, New Haven, Connecticut, can eat its way into history by hosting the world's largest pizza party.
Let's get some pizza!
Kaplan, a local historian and food tour guide, is so obsessed with pizza, last year he chartered a jet to Washington and got his congresswoman to declare New Haven the pizza capital of America.
New Haven pizza capital, baby!
Is this a serious endeavor?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. I'll tell you what, it seems light and fun, but it's serious in a sense of what's on the line.
What's on the line is the glory of a Guinness World Record, and people will do just about anything to get one.
Humans are such an interesting bunch, aren't we? And record breaking is an innately human thing. And if that means you do strange things like swallowing sausages whole or climbing Everest or running a marathon with a milk bottle on your head, then that's fine, that's great.
Craig Glenday has been the book's editor-in-chief for the past 21 years.
I really like that, so I think we want more of that.
In his signature Scottish accent, he recounts with a straight face what is often a circus of absurdity.
You know, we get things like fastest time to run around my garden playing the banjo with a snake on my head. It's like, next. They get a nice letter of like, thank you, but no thank you.
Cutest babies and cutest dogs don't make the cut either. Records must meet strict criteria. They have to be filmed from multiple angles, verified by independent eyewitnesses, and measured with precision. Each year, Guinness World Records receives roughly 50,000 applications, but as many as 95% get rejected. The largest number of submissions come from the United States.
One of my favourite days in the job was I was at the X Games at the Staples Centre in LA, and a dog zipped past me on a skateboard. And despite the heat, I chased after this dog, and I found the owner and said, I've never seen a dog on a skateboard. And he said, oh, this is Tillman, he loves skateboarding. I had a tape measure, we measured out 100 metres of the car park at the Staples Centre, and we set the record there and then, because I was so amazed by it.
Do you just walk through the world with a tape measure in your pocket?
Well, I do usually.
Do you?
Yeah, I have a tape measure and a stopwatch, because you never know.
Many of the record holders you know. Usain Bolt for the fastest 200 meters, Beyoncé for the most Grammys, and many you've probably never even imagined.
Go.
Like serial record breaker David Rush, an Idaho tech worker who has broken more than 350 records and counting, including most bites taken from 3 apples while juggling for a minute.
Just past the 2-mile mark.
And most t-shirts worn during a half marathon. And Monsieur Mange Tout. That's Mr. Eats Everything in French. He held the record for the world's strangest diet.
The guy who'd supposedly eaten a Cessna because he could eat metal and glass.
A Cessna plane?
Well, apparently it took him 2 years. We couldn't quite
Doesn't
give
sound
him...
very healthy.
Well, I mean, his wife wouldn't let him use the toilet at home because if he'd been eating metal, it tends to come out like bullets and it would chip the porcelain. So he'd have to use a hotel with metal toilets near his house.
This is the craziest interview I've ever done. Just saying.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Go back to what you were saying, that when you...
I mean, for me, it's every day, so I don't quite get it, but yeah, okay. He could do glass and metal. He couldn't do chains, but to meet him was a real honour for me because he was like a childhood hero for me.
You must get this question all the time. Why?
Why? I mean, it's different for everyone. Everyone has a different reason. Some just want fame. Some want to be in print. We do validate people that do things that others might seem a bit weird, like eating aircraft and stuff. So,
do you not see that as weird?
I mean, I see it as really interesting.
I gotta tell you, I thought it would be a little crazier in here.
Inside the company's London headquarters, Glenday keeps a cabinet of greatest hits.
It's Craig's cabinet of curiosities.
Like the world's smallest playing cards and a giant size 29 shoe.
My arm. I'm like the Vanna White of oddities here. What is this?
If you have a little investigation of that, it's the world's oldest vomit.
Vomit?
Vomits about
You got me on that one.
160. It doesn't smell, and it's obviously petrified. You know,
Not everyone chooses to break records.
I'm 5'10", so what was she?
she's just on 7 foot.
The tallest and shortest people often have had genetic conditions. The woman with the longest fingernails, 43 feet, hasn't cut them since her daughter, who painted her nails, passed away in 1997.
So she still holds the record?
Still has the record, and I think that's the longest ever measured.
The idea for the book began during a hunting trip at this country estate in Ireland, where the manager of the Guinness brewery got into an argument over who could name the fastest game bird in Europe. To settle future pub debates, he commissioned a book of superlatives, which eventually became the Guinness World Records. The first one was published in 1955.
The initial reaction from the book trade was not that positive. In the first sales meeting ever, the salesperson wrote 6 on the slip, and they said, "Do you mean 6,000? 600?" I said, "No, 6."
They just wanted 6.
6 for the whole country.
Copies?
Yeah. By the end of the week, it was like 10,000.
They sold that quickly.
And it was just blew up.
70 years later, it's still a hit at school book fairs, but today the name Guinness World Records is synonymous with viral stunts that become clickbait gold.
Is Google your biggest competition? I could pull my phone out right now and search the world's fastest bird.
You might as well open the window and shout your question into the street, and you'll get an answer, yeah, but is it the right one? Well, I can say I know Sultan Kosen's 8'3" because I was there with the tape measure. I measured him.
He's also measured the shortest person, who he learned about after a woodcutter passed through a remote village in Nepal and alerted the team at Guinness World Records.
So it was confidence enough for me to then go to Nepal.
You get on a flight and go to Nepal to measure this person?
Yeah. And we would never have known about him had that woodcutter not gone through the village that day and sent us the video footage.
And then there are the rules. So rigid they've sparked office debates over who makes the cut for the largest gathering of people dressed as Smurfs.
So it's like, okay, well, what is a Smurf? What do they wear? Do they all have blue skin? Yes. You know, you might have to write guidelines for any possible topic. So we've got this huge big book of experts, you know, from archaeologists
To Smurfs.
to Smurfologists. Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing. But, you know, like we've got a myrmecologist, which...
What is that?
Myrmecologist, an ant expert. So if we've got a question about what's the most dangerous ant...
Quick, get the myrmecologist online
so you
now.
get like, we've just found this big ant. Is it the biggest?
For large events like the New Haven Pizza Party,
I am today's official Guinness World Records adjudicator, so I'm basically the judge.
Guinness World Records sometimes sends an adjudicator responsible for enforcing the rules from headquarters.
You're going to write how many people you disqualified. Hopefully that is a nice big round 0.
Thomas
Hopefully we don't
Bradford is one of
disqualify anyone.
81 adjudicators the company employs across 6 continents. His day job is as a performer at Disney, but when it's go time, he puts on his trademark blue jacket.
The largest gathering of people dressed as dinosaurs was one of my favorite events. And you kind of expect people to just come in the classic, you know, inflatable T-Rex costume.
What do they come in?
Diplodocus, Triceratops, like you name it, we had it.
Legit gear.
Everything. I had to turn away people that were dressed as Godzilla, because Godzilla is not a dinosaur.
How do you break it to a dinosaur in a bad costume that they don't qualify?
You kind of just have to play the role. I think my accent helps, and there is a level of, authority that comes from a British
School
accent.
principal.
Very much that. The largest pizza party is probably the most competitive record that I've ever been a part of.
Is that true?
I didn't think it would be it's a lot, yes.
They stressing you out?
This is probably one of the most stressful record attempts I've had.
Colin Kaplan needs 3,358 people to show up in order to beat the current record.
You want to beat Tulsa.
We're going to beat Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Participants get 15 minutes to eat 2 slices of pizza and drink a bottle of water. But here's the catch. They have to stay until the party is officially over, and
they must eat the entire pizza. No one can leave their crusts. They have to eat the crust.
What makes a pizza party like this so difficult?
People. Yeah. It's, you don't know if they're going to stay for 15 minutes. They might wait for 14 and be like, I'm fine. You're disqualified if you leave after 14 minutes, So the people is the toughest thing.
This official Guinness World Records attempt has begun!
at first, it was slow going.
What if not enough people show up, or have you guys already accounted?
But then, in came the pizza-obsessed. College students, children, those in their finest pepperoni attire.
It's 10,000 slices, which is 625 pizzas in about 3.5 hours.
Kaplan's pursuit of a record didn't come cheap. Brands and businesses chasing titles for marketing must pay fees. He said he paid nearly $30,000 and fundraised 6 figures to cover all the costs, including 8 ovens and all that cheese.
There you are. Thank you so much.
When Thomas Bradford wasn't busy being a celebrity, he and a group of 100 volunteers kept the tally.
Only 2 didn't finish? Yes. 1 left? Perfect, okay.
With an hour to go,
It's gonna go to the wire, I think. It's gonna be close.
Kaplan was still trying to make the pie calculations add up.
We could actually feed 1,800 people starting at 6 o'clock still.
Okay,
And that
okay.
means that we could 100% beat the record and almost get to 5,000.
So did they? Finally, the verdict.
And now, New Haven is home to the world's largest pizza party.
4,525 people gathered for a new Guinness World Record.
Congratulations, New Haven. You are all officially amazing.
And a slice of history.
Human beings are innately the same everywhere. They are really, because they're trying to get through from birth to death and have as much fun and enjoy life and get all the experiences that you can. And we see this every day. The world is full of these amazing, fun things if you just look in the right place.